Test, test, test. All right, hold on. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Guys, killing me. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Another time. Hello. Test, test, test. Okay. For the love of God. All right, so there are 20 people in the house. Let me know if you can hear me. I think I am coming through clearly now, and we are about to get started. So, for those of you here, I see you guys. Hello, Q, and we live Q. For one last test. All right, I think we are good. Okay. All right. That aside, and let me put my Korean flag back up here. We have Layer 1 Live. We are coming to you hot with the latest news from around the industry. I missed the good morning, good evening, good night. So I'm going to say it right now. It is a good Monday. It is a good morning. It is a good evening, good night. Wherever you're listening around the world, this is Layer 1 Live. I'm going to take you around the crypto industry. We got a lot of things going on today. Tigbo's in the house. Brian's at Tor. Easy in Crypto. Marty McFly. Everyone is here. I have about 25 of you guys here. Let me see if I can get first. Easy was first, so I got to give my man a shout out. Shout out to Hash Rhymes as well. Wow, we're having ourselves a good past couple weeks in the LADZ community. It's almost too much to get to, so I'm not even really going to, hit on everything. But I will give you guys an episode breakdown. I'm going to go ahead and show the calendar for the week. So you guys should be able to see the calendar for the week right in front of me. We have Layer 1 Live. That is today. I'm here. I am here. Layer 1 podcast tomorrow. I know I've been saying that I need to give you the guys that interview, but Waxman is going to absolutely demolish me if I don't get that episode out tomorrow. So I'm getting that Exodus wallet out tomorrow. So you guys should. It was a great conversation on adoption. They're doing some really cool things. People look at Ledger, people look at Trezor as the main wallets, but there's a lot of great wallet companies out there, and we had some great conversations on bringing DeFi into mainstream adoption from these wallet categories. A lot like what, MetaMask has going on, where they're able to do swaps within their kind of interface. So really cool stuff coming from the Exodus team. We have NFT Live on Wednesday. We've got Layer 1 Live on Thursday, all to make room for our Fridays, which are hereby, and I think Buff already named them, hereby known as LADZ Days. So LADZ Days, as you can see, LADZ City Radio. We got LADZ Poker. We have NFT Gaming Show with my man Kagiyan, Rage Cage, all that good stuff, and NFT Live. So all four are coming to you right there on Friday. And I know we have another poker event for Guardians and above that X-Plow is getting, to you guys. And he had some earlier announcements. Let's see. X-Plow is saying, get into Poker Club now, gents and ladies. Friday coming up and Saturday for Guardians or higher. Details in the Pin Poker channel. So, going to head into LADZ City real quick. I've got my main chat going here. Hell of a GIF. Love my man, Nicolas Cage. One of the best actors of all time. Not really. Okay. I'm going to head into the gaming district, head into poker night, and we have some comments going on. We're talking about migrating over to a new poker app called Poker Bros, and we are getting set up there. So the way that it's going to work again, guys, is Fridays are going to be open. So if you're a nomad, you are going to get in on Fridays. You're going to be able to participate. On Saturdays, you are only going to be able to participate if you're Guardians above. So that means Guardian, Minor, Nobles. Those are going to be on Saturday. I know X-Plow is doing a lot of cool stuff with that. He's got NFTs planned. He's got seasons planned. So LADZ Series of Poker, where we're going to go through an entire season together, getting points and things like that. So, all right, Tigbo saying LADZ Day looks stacked. Absolutely, man. And we're only going to continue that. Again, the momentum we have has been a lot created by the team, but it's been a lot created by the community as well. You guys getting in there talking about different NFT projects, talking about different DeFi projects. NFT chat's lit. DeFi chat, lit. Gaming chat, just getting started. My man KRW pulling up and dropping his link. I love it. And then main chat, of course. So, lots going on in the city, and that's only 3 channels that's happening. So, the last thing I'll get to, which is something that we need to kind of finalize here over the next couple days, we have 2 proposals put out. And I'm not going to leave it on here too long. But we got proposal number 1, proposal number 2. Basically, proposal number 1 is going to be increasing the LADZ ranking threshold to what you can see there, increasing by 25, 50, and 250 for those ranks, Recruit, Guardian, and Noble. And then proposal number 2 is going to be airdropping LADZ to everyone who has those ranks already. So we need to get those passed. I'm going to be talking in Noble chat. Those that hold over 50,000, over 5,000 LADZ right now are going to be the ones making decisions for the network. These proposals are going to be talked about, and they're going to be passed. I know we are getting a little bit behind for the episode, so those are the proposals I'm going to go through. And those are the proposals that the Nobles are going to talk about. Shout out to everybody who's been talking about these and putting their advice out there, man. Putting their ideas out there. So, a lot of good stuff. We see some good comments in here. Llama, Carrots. Everybody's kind of pulling together. And lastly, a quick look at what we have for the remainder of the season. So April, we obviously launched Season 1. Ranking utility updates coming. I just showed that to you. New show, KRW. Going to start that NFT gaming show. We have our first exclusive NFT sale coming from the Drippies project. If you guys don't know what Drippies are, where have you been? Really cool 3D animated, like boxed NFTs that I'm sure will eventually have physical boxes. But right now, let's see if we can't go into Shill Zone. I think my man dropped it. Yep, here we go. So we have Drippies here. Apparently this was with Crypto Dolphins. This is a collab with Crypto Dolphins. We're going to be doing one. It's going to be in LADZ City. It's going to be LADZ themed. It's going to be awesome. So that's coming. And then we have LADZ City land sales in the Uplift, as well as the opening of that world. We're waiting on the Uplift team there. And then we're going to be launching that LADZ rebrand, starting with... Actually, I'm not even going to announce that. We're moving from Layer 1 to LADZ fully. I know there's been a lot of questions. What's Layer 1? How does it relate to LADZ? Well, we're moving to LADZ. That's basically how it's going to work. We're going to keep the Layer 1 podcast. We're going to keep some other things going. But we're going to have community competitions for that rebrand as well. So that is kind of the breakdown, guys, of what we've got going on. We got 40 of you in the house. So I am going to get started with the kind of news of the week. Shout out to my man DJ Wisdom Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is asking a great question here. And one of the reasons why we had to kind of pull back, he's saying about the LADZ airdrop. Hey, will the airdrop be to the Roll or MetaMask? Does that matter? It does matter. We're building a social token in the times when social tokens are literally just being created. We're one of the first that is innovating, and with innovation comes a lot of, I would say, adoption barriers, a lot of problems, right? We're having problems with the bot here and there. So some people have their role in MetaMask. Some people have their role in Roll. Some people don't, like, you know, they're kind of like, hey, I got tipped, but I don't see, like, I had more in my Roll wallet, and now the tip bot's showing me 30. That's because you have 3 wallets. In a year from now, I'm sure that bot will be able to read all 3 as one Roll. But right now, that's what we have to kind of work through. So we're going to have to, you know, go back as a team when we make the proposal decision. And we'll likely have to eat some of those gas fees for the people that have their Roll as MetaMask. So that's kind of the idea. We will drop to Roll. We will drop to MetaMask as well. And that will be the case going forward. So that's just something. Hopefully you guys mostly have Roll, because obviously we can airdrop to Roll, no fees. But for those of you that MetaMask, we're going to hook you guys up. So just keep a lookout for that. I just saw myself in the reflection there with the big South Korea flag. How ridiculous this looks. But, okay. Lads gang. Easy says we're working out the kinks. Exactly my point. Brian Zator saying Lads is like, what, 5th on the list? Yeah, I can't, not financial advice. I can't tell you to go do things. You know what I mean. Not financial advice the entire episode. And we've got the last bit. Orlando saying, aloha, Lads. Great show. Brother Q, keep the news flowing. I will do my best. You guys keep the news flowing my way, too. You guys keep the news flowing my way, and I will make sure we have a good episode. Next week, Thursday, I'll likely have some audio for you guys, some background music, so that we can kind of jam together there. And finally, Xbox saying Q is working with Snoop Dogg and Ashton and Cuban for the NFT pitch show. God, I wish. Some of us, not all of us can be a whale shark. It's true. But number one in your hearts. Okay, here's the episode we have today. We have FEI Labs raising about $1.3 billion for an algo stablecoin. Stop creating algo stablecoins, please. South Korea. I have it here. South Korea. Moving markets. That kimchi premium. If you guys don't know what the kimchi premium is, I'm about to break it down for you. I've got Bitcoin above 60K. Not right now, but soon. MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor keeps buying it up. Then we're hitting NFTs. Some interesting things going on in the market right now as it relates to NFT sales, wallet creations. I'm going to hit on Funko. Listen, I got called out in the Funko stream or in NFT Live on Friday. Called out. Somebody came into the comment section and said, yo, you guys put Funko in the thumbnail and only talked about it for 3 minutes out of the hour and 15 you were on. So I'm going to touch on Funko. Whoever that was, I hope you're listening today. Some interesting stuff coming, electrifying from Funko as well. Axie Infinity, Upland, Unicly, Zed Run, and a new platform to compete with, Flow. And then we're going to hit some DeFi news, some DEX news. Mask Network getting funded by Binance, Caspian, and Forced DAO hacks. So, a lot of good stuff to get to today. If it is your first time here, please leave a like, please leave a subscribe. If you're old school lads, more likes, the better. That gets the episode shown out. That helps us grow. That helps lads grow. All-time high is going to be 116, and we are going to get started. Shout out to all the nobles. Shout out to all the guardians. The lads has been growing the past 2 weeks. I don't even need to tell you. You already know. All right. I will, since I have the flag here, let's just get started with Korea. I was going to start with FEI, FEI Labs, but we've got South Korea. Nice picture of some kimchi there. All right, South Korea is moving markets here. If you guys don't know, and Crypt does a great job of breaking this stuff down, capital flow in and out of Korea is hard. They have a lot of restrictions on the won, which is their currency there. And so there's a lot of premiums on a lot of different assets, including Bitcoin, on their exchanges. So 66,000 in Korea, on Korea's exchanges, about 15% higher than everywhere else in the world. This is BitHum, this is Corebit. I don't think Upbit was associated with Bitcoin itself, but there were some other exchanges or other tokens that were getting affected here by this kimchi premium we're talking about. So, a couple comments from Decrypt here. South Korea's government makes it cumbersome to send the country's national currency, the won, to other countries, making it tricky for crypto exchanges to keep flowing money through them. So Thomas Erickson coming through with the biggest news of the day. Korean fried chicken is absolutely delicious. You need to try it. Listen, man, banchan, If you don't know about banchan, you need to know about banchan. Korean barbecue is absolutely crazy. There is some other comments as we see you guys interested here. Look at some of these. I'm gonna go see if I can hit this tweet because they bring up a lot of the different times throughout in crypto when you have this kimchi premium and what it led to right afterwards. So again, this is BTC to USD to the BTC dollar adjusted. So basically, the Korea's national currency compared with USDC or USD. And you can see on days that the kimchi premium happened, spikes, you had a lot of dips. So what this tweet is basically saying is with the growing kimchi premium, I did some digging on the BTC performance following previous spikes in the Korean BTC pair. While it's impossible to say whether the kimchi premium has peaked or if it will continue growing onwards, it makes me worried. So, a lot more to this article. All the links, guys, are going to be in the description as well. Back in the day, obviously with the market caps rising and with a lot of growth happening in crypto, even from the time in 2017, the Korean market had a 7.9% influence on the total, market across all markets. Right here. Simply calculating the trading volume, the Korean market had a 7.9% of influence as of 2008 January, the last bull cycle, while today it's only 1.7. So as we've seen the markets grow, as we've seen additional liquidity enter crypto, the influence isn't that much. That being said, though, there were some listings, and I have this in quick news, but I'm going to pull it up right now. There were 4 tokens that got listed. Again, we're moving into Korea. Heading into Upbit. Add digital assets to the KRW market. Axie Infinity, STX, Flow, Dawn. Okay? I didn't look at STX. I didn't look at Dawn. But look at these pumps for Axie and Flow today. I've got Axie Infinity at $10. At $10. Oh, listen on Upbit. Spiked to about $11.88. My goodness. So, reason why we talked about Korea affecting the markets. Not only Bitcoin, with you see that arbitrage opportunity there where Bitcoin's sitting at 66K, we had some listings on Upbit, and it absolutely pumped the shit out of these tokens. $10 Axie. What do we got on Flow today? There it is again. Same time. $41.70. Same time as Axie. We can go right back. We can look at it again. Shout out to Korea. Same time. So, we can see the Korean markets. Just shout out to them, man. Again. Some gambling fiends over there in Korea. So, again, doing their part to pump the market. Again, there's going to be arbitrage opportunities for things like this. Right? And as we see that, it's too big of a honeypot. When you see the difference between Bitcoin at 66K and Bitcoin at 60K on other markets, they're going to start to arb that into a better rate there. But it's crazy to see this kimchi premium, man, that it still exists as we see a maturity from the crypto markets. So, fun times. All right, if you guys were living under a rock this weekend, FEI, I don't know whether to call this FEI Labs or FEI Labs, raised about $1.3 billion. It's one of the biggest raises for a DeFi protocol up to this date. They're doing an algorithmic stablecoin. Basically, they're using math to make sure that it keeps a peg, okay, to the USD, to the US dollar. That way they don't have all these regulatory concerns. They don't have all these points of failure that come with some of these other stable coins. Oh, it's blockchain math. We're good. Except they're not good. And one of the best tweet threads in the entire kind of crypto Twitter scene over the past week is here, right? Okay, so FEI Labs raised about 639,000 ETH. The Genesis launch of FEI Labs stablecoin protocol on Saturday raised 639,000 or 1.3 billion. Biggest launch in DeFi history. But there were some problems. Everybody knows if you're launching a decentralized stablecoin or any stablecoin, the point of having a stablecoin is to have a liquid asset that is going to be pegged to the US dollar or stable to whatever the peg is. But obviously for this one, it's going to be USD. So to have it go above a dollar in any extreme fashion or below is bad. People get wrecked. So this is an absolutely fascinating thread. I mean, you guys almost want to read this to yourself, but I'll go through it with you guys. TLDR. So shout out to John Woo here, by the way. Actually, that gets him a follow, right? All right. TLDR, FEI is another algorithmic stablecoin, this time with an actual peg to USD. It maintains a peg via its protocol-controlled value design. That's very important. Selling and buying back supply is needed to maintain price. However, unlike uncollateralized seigniorage models like Basis and ESD, FEI was actually collateralized by what you say, the 1.2 million billion that they raised. So technically, if it falls below $1, you can use that collateral, the 1.2 billion, to buy up that stablecoin back and find its peg. So there's all these incentives that are laid out here. There's all these incentives that I'm just going to go through it because it's a story and then we could talk about it afterwards. Why is collateral important? Uncollateralized stablecoins are like the Fed with no balance sheet. If demand falls, they have no liquidity to buy currency back. Protocol also builds by adding direct incentives. More, we'll get to that later. The translation, we punish the shit out of you if you trade against the protocol. So what was the problem here? He's getting into it right now. Selling FEI below its $1 peg triggers a burn mechanic that gets exponentially worse the further the price from the peg. So they have all these incentives. Don't sell while it's below $1. If FEI is pegged or loses by 5%, which if we go to FEI right now, 95 cents. So it's doing a little bit of its job. You essentially get hit with a larger penalty, right? It gets good, guys. It gets really good. So here it comes. On to the questions. How did they raise so much fucking money and why did they get wrecked? They raised a ton of money because they had the ETH price on a bonding curve. And then after 250 million, it was set at 101. So people, and this is important, FEI would be issued between 50 cents and 101 depending on demand, with the $1 price being triggered at 250 million. There was obviously 1.2 billion raised. So here's what happened. In plain English, you thought you were buying $1 for 50 cents, but instead you paid $1 only to get 95 cents. And now if you try to sell, you'll end up with 60 cents. A lot of people were trying to get their hands on this tribe governance token. That's one of the main reasons why we saw a bunch of money flooding in. If you kept your Genesis purchase in FEI, you got part of the tribe airdrop. You also had a chance to, I guess, pre-swap FEI for tribe. So here's where the reckoning comes in, right? Tribe went from an opening price of 318 to 204. $188 now. If you pre-swapped FEI for Tribe, you got wrecked. If you held FEI straight up, you got wrecked. Basically, if you aped in for the airdrop without a programmatic exit plan, you got wrecked. Now, let's have a stipulation because Carrots is saying some things correct there in the chat. He's saying the fees were the point. They even told people through Medium that this would happen during price discovery. What needs to happen here is the incentives need to work in the same fashion. And you can kind of see it working in real time, right? We see FEI kind of returning to its peg. So either people are buying up the token up to about a dollar, or FEI itself is buying that back. And they're trying to maintain the peg. So if you sold in that time frame, you got absolutely wrecked. But if you held, you were fine. If you tried to sell in that time period, you have paper hands and you deserve to get wrecked. Everything is set up so that the incentives allow for that buying to occur. I'm saying more carrot, less stick. Yeah, I mean, the carrot is getting that back to $1, so let's ease up on the stick a little bit. But it's just an interesting, electrifying thing to see play out in real time. Algo stablecoins have historically not done well. I feel like it's like the biggest degen play in crypto right now, algo stablecoins. Because they always somehow get the people that get involved in algo stablecoins just get wrecked. But phenomenal breakdown here by John Woo. Again, we do see that coming back to its peg. See, CoinGecko might not even have it. 93 cents. It went down to something like, I'm not even sure what it exactly went down to. So he finishes up the tweet here. The biggest DeFi launch ever seems like it will be a multi-billion-dollar teaching lesson for retail. Do your own research. Don't ape. Whales EP. We were just talking about this. It is a whale game. Whales eat pieces of shit like us for breakfast. He says it right there. He lays it out very clearly. So, awesome story there. Again, they raised a ton of money. Raising that amount of capital is going to allow you to build out the ecosystem regardless of what happens in the first day, in the first week. But we will see what FEI does going forward. A lot of people apparently got wrecked. XRP is fucking pumping. Stop. Tom, you guys are on point here. Thomas Erickson, the party is over when the whales say it is. Very much on point. And then Atenel Prime is fudding my ILV here, saying Kieran Warwick was pushing FEI. Come on, guys. All right, one last shout out. Korea, before I see you go. And we will pump out of here. I think we touched on everything, guys. FEI Labs, South Korea, at least from the breaking news. I'm not out of here yet. So, it found its peg. If you held, you should be okay. But people were, kind of hesitant to buy. They were trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So, it kind of stayed around a very low number when algorithmic stablecoins should be able to hold their price. Stop pumping XRP. Please. All right, there is 42 of you guys here in the house. I've got Bank of Japan beginning its experiment on issuing central bank CBDCs. Initial steps should continue until March 2022. This is what, I mean, if you're not doing this as a state, as a government, you're going to be left behind. So you see all these, more so Asian countries even, getting involved in CBDCs. We know, how heavily nationalized a lot of what's going on in China is and has been for a while. So not surprised to see them kind of go the CBDC route. Quick comment here. While there is no change in the Bank of Japan's stance, it currently has no plans to issue a CBDC. We believe initiating experiments at this stage is a necessary step. So, quick story there. I will get on to the next piece. We have a little bit of market coverage from Decrypt here. Bitcoin toying with 60K, BNB all-time highs. ETH past 2K. It's a good day. It's a good day. We're kind of sitting around these prices now. God damn it, XRP. ETH's flirting with 2100 here. BNB, all-time highs. Can't stop CZ, man. You want to be right or you want to make money. Shout out to our moderator, Llama, who's been kind of dishing out some Binance Smart Chain information. I'd love to get involved in that ecosystem. I'm holding BNB right now. But I know some of those farms can be lucrative if you don't get wrecked. All right, guys, hit me with some comments. We got 45 of you here as we kind of make our way into the episode here. Easy saying I have to jump off. Mondays, I have a Clubhouse Music Tech Summit I speak at. Shout out to Easy, one of the hardest working dudes in crypto right now. My man Easy in crypto. Brian Sator saying, I'm sorry about the XRP line. I'm not pissed at XRP. I was pissed about their comments when they came out and tried to get the crypto community to back them. But the main thing I'm upset about with XRP is that every single friend, normie friend that gets into crypto, somehow, XRP. How do I get XRP? Should I buy XRP? Future of tech, future of finance. Maybe we could get Llama to break down more. I don't know if he thinks that, like, I don't know if he knows the interest from everybody to do this. So I might be able to get him to do more. Keep the comments rolling in, guys. We are going to be moving and a grooving here. So back to this article really quick. Institutional interest. Obviously, that's kind of the narrative right now. If you don't know the narrative right now, it is super cycle. This isn't stopping. We've been trying to call tops for like the last 2 months. Big money's chasing yield. Big money is chasing store value. That money flows into Bitcoin, makes other people rich. It will go to ETH next. Everything flows down. Until the big boys stop putting money into Bitcoin, the cycle will continue. That's the narrative right now. Super cycle. All right. Speaking of big money, that was a great segue because I have Michael Saylor here buying more $15 million of Bitcoin. So he's buying more Bitcoin at 59K. He lays it out pretty clearly here. He's got a dollar cost average of $24,000 per Bitcoin on about 91,000 BTC. 2.2 billion. Michael Saylor putting in work. All right, we're moving into NFTs. We are moving into DeFi. That was quick news. Tony Edwards is saying April 14th is a big day of change coming. What is that? What? Dropping dates in my chat here. Dropping dates in my chat. 45 of you guys in the house, please leave a like. It really helps the episode get seen. We're moving into NFTs. We're moving into DeFi. And Tony Edwards is moving into April 14th and doesn't even drop an announcement of an announcement. Okay. Expo saying, what's up with Trillium and teleports that was just announced by Alien World's Trillium? Is Trillium on CoinGecko? Has to be, right? Nope. No, it isn't. Hanford's asking our thoughts on Hollow's recent pump. Atenel's talking about Berlin. Are we talking about ETH Berlin? Maybe that's what we're talking about here on April 14th. All right, we are moving into NFTs very quickly. Drop any projects you'd like to see us cover. Really, really electrifying stuff here coming from the NFT world, obviously. But we do have to talk a little bit about, and shout out to Crypto Potato here, making its way onto Layer 1 Live a little bit more often. This is kind of a shocker. And there's some information that I'm going to get to you guys that is super important. And take this info, with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of factors at play here. But the average NFT price has declined 70% since last month. What's happening? Love Crypto Potato's commentary here. All markets tend to behave cyclically. Without exception. And the NFT market seems to be proving this theory. So there's some data here. Currently, the average price per NFT on the market is approximately 1.4K, when just a month ago the average was as high as 4.3. They go on in this article to talk about comparing, like, the biggest NFT to the smallest NFT is like comparing Bitcoin to Piranha Coins. Shout out to Piranha Coins making the list. What goes up also goes down. There's a lot of data put in here, but I do want to get to this because they reference non-fungible, and non-fungibles does a great job with NFT data. Take a look at this. Take a look at this as we go into trends. Look at this data. It speaks for itself. And I'm bullish. Right? I'm bullish on NFTs, and I don't think necessarily we're going to like fall off a cliff or anything. But look at this data here. Now, I don't know if they give us the ability. Yeah, they do give us the ability to look at 7 days out, and then, past that, secondary sales. So the data kind of speaks for itself here. But again, we'll zoom out. We'll go up to the top here and look at this a little bit more. Let's see if we can go past 30 days. Yeah, Easy's getting at something that I think can explain a lot of these data points. And I'm not fudding NFTs at all. You guys know how big I am on NFTs. It's just a kind of clear, I wouldn't call it a bubble, but a clear top as far as the amount of people getting in and creating actual value. So honestly, I wish we had a little bit more Yeah. So Hanford's getting at some stuff here. Easy's getting at some things. And the main thing when it comes to, looking at average price is going to go down. If you have a situation where you can do unlimited mints, if you have a situation where you're flooding the market with worthless NFTs, then, you're going to have a situation where that average price goes down, which is what you saw, right? You can have a peak where the newbies aren't making a lot of NFTs, yet interest in buying is at its all-time high. That's where you're going to see that big average price. But you look at number of sales, that number should go up. Active market wallets, that number should go up. There's a lot of these data points that should go up over time, regardless of, bad projects. And you guys are hitting it on the head per usual. I think we do a great job here of having that hive mind effect. But there's definitely more noise in the system at the moment. A lot of noise. If we go out to 130 days here, we're probably sitting at a really nice spot. Secondary sales 60,000. And this is only ETH, remember. So just thought that was some cool data points. You guys are really commenting hard. It looks like Carrots influenced Savage, jinxed a little money printer burr. Just waiting for the next government check for the next capital injection. Xbox saying, is there any graphs that show NFTs with utility? Hard to really pin that down. Oh, there is. What the... Hard to really... Listen, hard to pin that down other than clicking on this button that very clearly says utility. Looks like, other than primary sales, other than primary sales in USD, looks kind of the same. I don't think there's enough data points out there that they're considering, right? There's other things to keep in mind. They're only considering ETH. There's a lot of different projects that have, pumped out on Wax, on Polygon, on a lot of these layer 2s that isn't considered in these graphs. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I don't know if we're getting the fattest alpha of all time or we're being trolled by Atenel, but he's saying April 14th, McDonald's is giving away one free NFT for every 20-piece nugget. July, Taco Bell institutes 2 for Taco Tuesday. That's either the fattest alpha you've ever heard or being trolled. So, Decrypt came through with some data as well. Talking about bubbles. They're obviously looking at NFTs there. I think they're quoting Beeple. Getting some flow love here. Look at March, man. Look at that. Super rare, primary versus secondary volume. You want to see that secondary volume. That's probably an indicator, a strong indicator of a healthy ecosystem is that secondary volume. So, just some data there. So I'm going to move into the next piece here. Funko. I touched on this story on NFT Live on Friday. There's a couple other pieces I want to hit. So Funko is a huge, even bigger than I thought, brand for physical collectibles here. The key thing here is that Funko is almost a proxy for a lot of these IPs. So you can see a Batman there. You see Superman. There's some other ones in here that you're going to be interested in. So Funko, publicly traded company with a recognizable line of collectibles. They also have, and it said there, Funko is a publicly traded company. $21. So again, this is one of the first, I think, NFT projects that has any type of exposure to the traditional markets. You see the announcement here, sitting at about a low of about $18.55, pumped to about $24. Pretty strong move for the traditional markets. So I had no idea that they actually had that publicly traded piece there. So one of the stocks that you can buy that actually has exposure to the NFTs. I probably should have hit this on the beginning of the article. James is front running me here. Funko will make Wax Moon in June. Yeah, this is. Ooh, hold on. Everything on hold. Alluvium. 108, baby. Who said that? Javier, my man. Thank you for that. I needed that stim package there. All right, so we got some more information here on Funko because it's a really cool story. So Funko buys Token Wave. It's basically an iOS and Android app that allows you to kind of buy, sell, showcase NFTs. And they're basically using this to roll out their brand of Funko NFTs. A lot of really cool information here that's coming from them. A lot of great quotes. We're going to be out in the market fairly soon, but we're going to be out in a very different way. We have the ability to disrupt this space in a way that no one else is doing right now. We can tie digital NFTs to our fan base and link entities with physical products. All right, so here's the really cool spot. This is like these guys, we're waiting to see Star Wars. We're waiting to see Pokemon. We're waiting to see all these things. Funko actually has all those IPs. Licensed characters from Star Wars, Marvel, Fortnite, and other brands. So, eyeing June 2021, they're coming to the Wax blockchain. Big for Wax. Wax is doing some big things. I don't think the token price is necessarily showing that. So 29 cents, up about 7.5. Past 24 hours. Token price could be a little bit better. I don't know. Explain to me why Wax has all this chop. It has to be the exchange they're on. So, anyways, continuing with the Funko story, there's good stuff here. So $9.99 and 25 packs sold for $19.99. The physical collectibles will be given out to those who hold specific NFTs that they have. Gonna try to find more information here that I had listed. This comes directly from Wax, right? Funko announced plans to release NFTs. I know this is a lot of text. And here it is. Collectors who score ultra rare Funko NFTs will also be able to redeem those NFTs for exclusive corresponding physical Funkos. Funko property will be released on the Wax platform each week. I'm going to make sure that I get to all of this. There was a specific piece I wanted to hit you guys with, but I'll just have to look at it. This is what I'm interested in. Everyone's been waiting for it. I've seen even Maddie, DCL blogger, talk about this. This is what I'm waiting for. And it already exists. They already have the IPs. What's that? What's that, you say? Pokemon NFTs. Listen, it can seem a little trivial. But at the end of the day, it's one of the biggest IPs that we grew up with. It's one of the biggest IPs that most of us grew up with. It might be a little young or old, depending. Here's the proxy. Here's the proxy. So, kind of waiting for comments to flow in here. Brian Zator says, okay, cool. That gives a little more hope about Funko. Am I saying that they're going to do a Pokemon drop? No, I don't know. But I'm saying that they have large IPs. That's what I didn't really put together in that first release, is they have so many different IPs that they can release through Funko. And that might be the way they do it. So, huge stuff. It could be bigger than we think on the original. Okay. Any more questions, you guys drop them in the chat. I'm in NFT still. I think Choina just dropped a great piece that I actually have on the on tap. The Blockchain Heroes Upland collab. Looks really cool. That sale is going to go on here in a second. All right, Axie Infinity. We know what that Upbit listing did to them. Did for them. And it looks like Axie's working on its fiat on-ramp. They basically tease this, right? This comes from Play to Earn. Robert, I need these links to link out to the tweet, my man. Despite not revealing an estimated time of arrival, Axie Infinity did drop some hints in their tweet. They wrote, we have started working with a fiat on-ramp, which means that the implementation is already in progress. So, Axie's big time. Big time. And they're moving to Ronin. They're looking to get this fiat on-ramp kind of set, and then they're going to start these free starter Axies. So, huge from that perspective. A lot of you guys talking Poke-Amon, which is that big project that kind of launched here over the past week. I think I have an egg. I'm pretty sure XPlow or someone posted in Lad City, and I was able to get one. I just haven't kind of looked at that. So, big news there from Axie. Fiat on-ramp will be huge. Bringing in new individuals. Obviously moving to Ronin, big stuff as well. All right, we've got that Upland card sale. I'm going to take us into the platform really quick. We can see those collectibles there. I don't know if I'll accept, whatever. So, there's some timelines here as well. This is going to only be for Wax. So April 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's tomorrow. And then April 7th is going to be the next sale. You can see the prices there. It looks like that you're going to be able to buy these on the actual site. The CEO from Upland actually came on to the Blockchain Heroes podcast. Great collab, by the way. And was talking about these having different utilities within Upland. And it makes perfect sense. So that sale's happening tomorrow. Good luck to anyone that's trying to get in there. The Godzilla drop, I got to say, I don't think it had... I want to hear your guys' opinion on that Godzilla drop. But it might have something to do with like the overall NFT climate right now, but it just didn't do that well. All right. We'll move on. That is the Uplift drop. Upland.cards is going to get you there. You guys are talking about... I need to check my OpenSea right now because I'm hearing a lot of Pokemon talk. Don't even know if I ended up getting a hatched piece there. I will check. Maybe I was on another... Don't have it, boys. I thought I claimed. Maybe I have to go somewhere else. All right, anyways, we've got Unicly. All right, so this is keep in mind some of the projects we're talking about here are a recap of different projects that have been launching. This one is coming up. Unicly is tied to Animoca Brands. You know how I feel about Animoca, so definitely keep an eye out for this project. Nothing is investment advice. I'm getting word that maybe my egg did not hatch. But anyways, Unicly, the sushi swap fork for NFTs, readies for its fair token launch. A lot of words here. So basically, I'll take you into the platform. Let's see if this takes us to it. Basically, what you're going to be able to do, guys, here, and we'll talk about the launch here in a second. Come on now. All right. This will take us into the platform here, or at least the initial kind of look. What we are kind of breaking down here is a platform that's going to let you tokenize a collection and have people bid on that and basically have the fractionalization that we've seen on something like an NFTX. So, technically this would allow Whale Shark, for example, to tokenize his. I mean, he did that all manually, right, on Uniswap. This is actually going to have the platform to do so. And we'll kind of go in there here in a second. They're doing a fair launch, and there's a couple dates that you guys should have on your calendar here. So 90% to the community, that's what's called a fair launch. 10% to developers. Supply will never exceed 1 million. So fair launch here, April 7th. They're going to be launching this platform. Anyone will be able to create their own U-token collection on Unicly. At the same time, and this, I didn't go for the name here, but Uniswap will be ready for U-token creators to provide liquidity and allow anyone to trade U-tokens on the platform. So it looks like U-tokens are going to be able to be traded for ETH. But what you need to be, obviously, if you're privy on these things, what you need to be looking for is actually the liquidity mining program, right? So fair launch part 2 with the Unic token, which is, again, the governance token here. All right, on April 19th, the launch partners will be finalized, which will add them to the Genesis whitelisted pools on Unicly. Liquidity mining will start on April 21st at a specific predetermined block height. So again, mainnet launch, you're going to be able to trade this governance token, and then liquidity mining starting on April 21st. So again, Animoca here. Avagachi, so a really kind of star lineup here. Terra Virtua, Doki Doki. So keep your eye out for Unicly. That is in the description if you want to use those links. They have the Unic token here launching. I might be able to get to one more piece. So without getting too far into the weeds here, you're able to use their interface, add specific tokens, as you can see the total supply here, and then add NFTs there to a pool. So you're fractionalizing your NFTs, and they're just making it easier to do so. And then people can start trading that. So you could say you whale here, right? So that's what their platform does. Again, keep your eye out for those dates. Look forward to a lot of stuff that's happening within Unicly. And other than that, man, Animoca Brands. Animoca Brands. Something, Animoca. GB is in the house. Getting a lot of love from the lads. Love to see it. All right, I'm going to just briefly touch on a wrap-up of what I hit on. Unicly changes the NFT paradigm by creating the first effective protocol to fractionalize and pool liquidity for NFTs. Allows users to own portions of any collection of NFTs and sell them as fungible tokens. So, there you go. That's the breakdown. Keep a lookout to that. All right, this is a project I've been hearing about for a long, long time. I feel like Zed Run has been around for at least a year, if not more. And yet, it looks like with the pickup in NFT craze in the NFT market, it looks like this project is picking up. And I have to be honest. If you've been into a Dave & Buster's, I don't know what they call it, where you guys are from, but it's Dave & Buster's here. There was a game that was just a horse breeding game. I forgot what it was called, Breeders' Cup. And I always, and I'm not taking, they did it, they implemented it, but if I was going to create an NFT game, that was the game. And this is what, they've done here. Zed Run, basically you have specific NFTs. I mean, this is the game. This is Breeders' Cup. You essentially have these horses that you can breed. You can, I'm guessing, increase their different traits. And then you can race them. And you're racing them for dollars, right? So you can come in here. There's some racing going on here. So entry fee is $5. Prize pool is there. I would love a LADZ stable. Anybody that wants to start a LADZ stable, you let me know. Hit me up post episode. I would love a LADZ stable. GB's hitting us with the info here. I guess Zed moving to Matic as well as putting these. I think they just had a mega drop. It has gone crazy. Really like the interface here, by the way, that they have streaming. So this is Breeders' Cup. You had the horses kind of walk out. I know the rendering's tough there. There we go. We got a better rendering. The stats. If you guys didn't know, again, Breeders' Cup, you would take them back to the farm. You would train them and then give them specific either carrots, apples, whatever. And so you could hurt your horse. You could make the horse hate you if you did it incorrectly. It just brings back all the rush of memories of creating these really awesome horses. But I'll get off my pedestal here. Of course, you guys don't want to hear about that shit, but it looks like Zed Run is doing really well. I'm sure they'll have some other announcements about drops coming up. And shout out to anybody that's trying to make a LADZ stable. Peachy King. Coming in. I got a Peachy King. Peachy King. Extreme Impacts coming in. Can he do it? Big Sound is coming up on his ass. B. Frank. Who's going to pull it out? How long are these races? We got Nero Emperor coming up. Extreme Impact is coming up. 1,000 meters left? This is a long race. Whoever's got the conditioning on their horse set to 1,000 is probably winning this. God damn. Okay. All right. We're hopping out of here. This is a long race. This is one of those 10,000 meter races. There's also a side project, not part of Zed Team, but there will be betting on horses. Here we go. You D-gens are ready for horse racing. All right, this is big. I know you guys, I mean, we're stuck on Zed Run, rightfully so. This is big. Consensus announces layer 2 NFT platform Palm to compete with Flow. Why is this big? Why is this big? If somebody can figure out or build, I'm trying to bring their Twitter up real quick. Palm NFT. If someone can build a scalable ecosystem, and Consensus definitely has the backing, they definitely have the connections, they definitely have what you need to connect the Ethereum ecosystem to a layer 2 solution, then they're going to do well. The problem with things like Polygon, the problem with things like, I don't know, Binance Smart Chain, all of these scalable solutions is even though they're connected in some form or fashion, they're really their own ecosystems. So what Palm is trying to do is create that ecosystem and directly tie into ETH Layer 1. So if they can do that, that really is the knock on Flow. You have no tie-in to ETH Layer 1 where all the community is, where all the money is, and they've done well connecting to outside users so that they really don't need any people on the inside here. But if you can create an ETH Layer 2 or a Layer 2 that connects directly to ETH, off to the running. Polygon's trying to do it. There's a lot of people trying to do it. But if you have a consensus-backed project, not necessarily saying that's going to be the exact, like that they're definitely winning. I don't know. All right. So Consensus, Infura, MetaMask, Uniswap. I think they already announced partnerships with Uniswap here. Nifty's and Meme. Obviously, Jordan over at Meme and Nifty's. He's connected to Consensus. So what are they doing here? They're using their networking within the ETH ecosystem to create a specific NFT-tailored Layer 2 solution. And they're tying that into ETH 1.0. That's the point. Layer 1. Create a full new ecosystem like a Binance Smart Chain or create one that's connected to ETH. If they can pull it off, they're definitely going to be a competitor. So Cointelegraph, you know how I feel about Cointelegraph. But Consensus announces Layer 2 NFT platform Palm to compete with Flow. Big thing here. A partnership with Decentralized exchange Uniswap, which may soon be announced as the home of the forthcoming Palm token. Non-investment advice. Do your own research. Yada, yada, yada. It's my girl. Listen, this just made my day. My girl Lindsay. I don't know who all owns this piece, but shout out to you guys. All right, the rest of the article kind of goes on to talk about different projects that Palm will potentially be getting into. Shout out to my girl Lindsay Lohan though. All right, going to hit DeFi now. For the most part, guys, hit me with the news that you want to hear talked about. I'm going to hit DeFi. Some things on Polkadot. Yep, the Lohan love is being shined through. Do Lohan and Paris need to be opposing forces? It almost feels like we're having like a starlit battle, right? We know Whale Shark chose a side. We know that for a fact. Brian Sator saying Paris is hotter in the prime though. In the prime, Lindsay Lohan was no joke. All right, a couple things here. Quick Swap is going to be a bridge protocol, I believe, for the Polkadot ecosystem to Ethereum. So they are actually in the sale right now. We missed the sale here, guys. Not fully, but as you can see, round 1, 2, and 3, they are in round 3. Tough to buy the token now, but you do get a little bit of a bump here. But those who bought in round 1, obviously at 10 cents plus 15% bonus. Round 2, you can see, and currently in round 3. So if you're into automated market makers and AMM on Polkadot, not a bad or a DEX on Polkadot at least. Not a bad play. Again, not investment advice. QuickSwap says it delivers a user-friendly interface that ensures platform can navigate with ease. Quick has a deflationary mechanism. You can't, again, do your own research. You can't really go wrong with exchange tokens, especially ones that have specific burn mechanics based on fees, yada, yada, yada. I'm not big into the Polkadot ecosystem, so I won't probably be getting into this, but it's always good to know. I mean, you want to get into these. I'm just gonna stop what I'm saying right there. But a lot of Lohan Hilton talk, PvP. Chat is getting out of hand here. QuickSwap enables users to swap tokens, create new markets, and participate in yield farming by providing liquidity, engaging in staking. Okay. Choin is front running me, man. Are you looking at the description here? As we move into DeFi, we are talking Caspian. So a layer 2 powered AMM. This is awesome because the way that this is going to work, the way that this protocol is going to work, is there's going to be liquidity provided on layer 1, and you're actually going to be able to port that to layer 2, so rewards and such, without it leaving layer 1. We propose a layer 2 powered AMM design that allows liquidity to remain on layer 1 and users to trade on layer 2. I agree with you, Brian Zator. All right, so a lot of information here, but Choina hit on a good amount. I'm not even sure. Maybe I'm not even. Anyways, a lot of information here with Caspian. Layer 2 powered AMM. We'll see where that goes. I can't even really get into Wiren. You almost have to just be fully focused on Wiren to actually, participate in what's going on in that ecosystem. Yeah, Choin is talking about community sales though. So if you can link me that. Oh, Casper Labs, I see. Drop me that in Discord and I can touch on it. If you guys want to hit on certain, well, that opens a Pandora's box, so I'm not going to do that. So we've got some updates from the Wi-Fi community, from the Wiren community here. If you guys want to hit those specific stories, they're all in the description. All right, we have, coming from Opium here, we have optimistic off-chain oracles. Basically what we have here, guys, is going to be more efficient oracles. We know the problems with oracles as it relates to DeFi. We see a lot of the flash loans taking advantage of the DeFi protocols in the way that they used something like Chainlink. So the way that these optimistic oracles work, and when they use, I believe when they use optimism, or like the term optimistic, they're basically talking about trust, right? So our implementation of optimistic oracles leverages a group of economically incentive actors to vote on the truth, but also uses a range of trusted tools to facilitate the process. So DeFi moving at a lightning pace. GB's commenting Aave is doing layer 2 on Polygon. So we're seeing a lot of projects start to mess around a little bit with the idea of a little bit more efficient oracles, right? Because we've seen oracles be that bottleneck or that point of failure for a lot of these protocols. So interesting stuff from the DeFi ecosystem. We have Mask Network as well, which is kind of like a suite of different dApps, some social media, but it's being funded by Binance to the tune of a lot of money here. So I'm not sure if anybody can find me the actual details here when it comes to the amount that they're able to be put in. I don't know the exact amount that Mass Network here is being, funded by Binance, but whenever you can get a big funding round from Binance, probably doing pretty well. I don't know if Mask. Maybe you have some built in. You see the announcement here, up to $26. So Mass Network receiving strategic investment. Since its first launch in 2018, Mass Network has been creating a decentralized applet ecosystem and positioned itself to be the bridge that connects internet users from Web 1.2 to Web 3.0. So what we have here is just Binance building out their application ecosystem. That's pretty much cut and dry. If you go to Mass Network, you can see they're just building a bunch of different dApps. Social networks, DeFi, file storage, funding of Gitcoin grants. And that's pretty much it for today's episode, guys. We have a bunch to get to throughout the week. Obviously, keep your eye out for what we've got going on with the Noble chat and all the proposals that we put forth. I know we had some comments there. Shout out to GB for putting out those comments on proposal number 1, proposal number 2, which is basically to elevate that threshold of 5,000, 1,000, and 500 for each role. So Noble, Guardian, Recruit. And then airdrop that amount to the current holders. So we'll be putting out more information there. We're getting that Drippies announcement out to you guys about our first NFT drop. Really excited for that one. Easy Street's going to be coming to you guys. LADZ Poker is going to be coming to you guys. Friday is going to be LADZ Day, of course. Drop some comments that you want to see. We're kind of finishing out the episode here. Xbox saying stay tuned for Friday. LADZ Poker start times. Yeah, we will be getting more announcements out for that as well. Krebs Park is talking Cardano in my chat. What? I think there were a couple tokens that were dropped in the course of this episode. If you want to drop those, continue to... Ooh! All right, Troinus hit me with this. Let's see. All right, so this is a coin list, huh? I'm going to drop this directly into chat so that you guys can take a look. Shout out to Choina for dropping this. A little bit of alpha drop. Do your own research. Listen, Buff's doing 15,000 lads. 15,000 lads if you can get Terry Crews into Lad City for a Lads radio. I might have to double that if you guys can give me an interview with Lohan. 30,000 lads, maybe. And you know what? That's a lot of lads. But that's a lot of Lohan, too. All right, I dropped that Casper Labs. I don't really have time to completely go through it. Always tough getting on like the last option here. Because I'm sure that the actual details of the sale are going to be not as favorable when you get in on option 4. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. Choina's hitting it. Not for U.S. citizens without VPNs. Someone's going to like split the lads winnings with Lohan. That's how they're going to get him in. Her in. All right, I'm going to take you through the calendar one more time, and I'll head into Lad City one last time before we end out the episode. This is what we got. Layer 1 Live, Layer 1 Podcast, NFT Live, Layer 1 Live again. I'm coming back to you on Thursdays talking the full markets. And then we have Lads Day right there, times TBD. We've got big plans for the end of Season 1, like June timeframe, right? Setting up the DAO, setting up the treasury. A lot of what you're going to see from us with partnerships that are about to be announced, sponsorships that are about to be announced, that all is going to feed into the treasury. That eventually the DAO is going to be able to control. So Choin is coming through and saying there is queue options for 1, 2, and 3. That I guess my main concern is like the price. Is it going to be a little bit off from those 1, 2, and 3 sales? Or is everybody going to be able to do it at the same time? So Easy in Crypto is giving us a little bit of announcement. But an announcement of an announcement, because he's saying he's got a great guess for Easy Street. Oh, guys. What am I doing? All right, I'm just bombing this. Bombing. All right. All right, we're about wrapped up here, man. Another episode of Layer 1 Live. If anyone can get Lindsay Lohan to poker, I will give them a good amount of lads. 30K is a lot. You will be handsomely rewarded. Otherwise, please leave a like. Helps get out the episode. You guys were awesome today. Always awesome in the chat. If you're new here, man, if you're new and listening, join the chat. Join Discord. See what we've got going on. We've had some of our most active lads really start out from a point where they... what's going on in Lad City right now, guys? Some of our most active lads have just started with a simple comment. All right, Troin is also coming out with some good comments here. It will be the same price in all those queues. So Casper Labs, do your own research. All right. It is about time. It's about time to get out of here. Brian Zator just messaged Lohan. This chat got weird. I'm going to be honest. But it was an awesome episode, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. Layer 1 Live every Monday, every Thursday, between 2:30, 3 o'clock start time. Bringing you the latest from around the industry. You guys have been awesome the whole time. Our vibe, our tribe. I will see you on Wednesday for NFT Live. Our vibe, our tribe.